hindi tayo ganun kayaman. Yun ang kailangan natin isipin parate. Na we live a comfortable life but we're not gazillionaires, no? That we could just spend money just like that. Welcome to another episode of Usapang Tatay, and this is your dad bud Joey for another sharing of some insights and some stories about being a parent in this modern world. Alright, so alam nyo, napakalaki ng gastusin ngayon. Makikita nyo na all the gas prices are high, all the expenses, everything that we consume, no? Talagang may inflation, and totoo siya, it's really happening. Hindi siya fake news. So today, I'm gonna share with you guys some tips. 5 tips on how to become a tipid tatay that will make you survive this modern day. Tip number 1 is to always live within your means. I think that's something that people tend to forget. People tend to spend more than they're capable of. Syempre, no, ayaw natin yung utang. And napakalaking burden nun. And na-realize ko nga na one of the main causes of mental health problems or mental issues for guys, no, for dads, is really minding their finances. And wala nang mas mabigat pang problema, or isa sa pinakamabigat na problema yung meron kang utang na iniisip araw-araw, yung mga bayarin. That's something that is a lesson, no, that we can actually teach our whole family and even our kids. Hindi tayo ganun kayaman. Yun ang kailangan natin isipin parate. Na we live a comfortable life but we're not gazillionaires, no, that we can just spend money just like that. Tip number 2 is to simplify. I think one of the things that can be done easily is the simplification of life. Kami, when we moved to the province, napakalaki na tipid namin. Number 1, sa food delivery. It became so much less dahil syempre sa probinsya hindi naman ganun ka-common ang food delivery. And that's when I realized, no, when I was still living in Makati, grabe, napakalaki ng gastos namin dahil napakadaling magpa-deliver ng food. Hindi na siya nagiging special. So ngayon, when we moved to the province, mas naging special siya. When we get a chance to actually have food delivered, talagang we appreciate it more. So live with the simple things in life, no? Learn how to cook, have a complete pantry, and do your groceries properly. Syempre, the more you buy in bulk, the cheaper it's gonna be. And matuto ka rin magmamalengke kasi alam nyo, mas mura yung gulay sa palengke compared sa mga groceries. So, mga bagay na ganon, it can even be an activity that you can do with your kids and your family. Alright, tip number 3 is to lessen your shopping. Alam nyo, yung mga online sellers or mga Shopee, Lazada na yan, okay siya, di ba? Dahil napaka-convenient. Parang minsan nga na-addict na tayo sa kakapa-deliver niyan dahil pag may mga days na wala akong delivery, walang dumarating, parang iba yung pakiramdam ko. Actually, marami akong binili from Lazada dahil I'm trying to identify the things that you need. Live minimalist, Marie Kondo nga yung sabi nila, no? Parang always live a simple life. And I think nowadays, because you know, we are recovering from a pandemic, it's something that we can actually do. And it's something that the whole family should do. So kailangan nyo pag-usapan niya, no, mag-asawa, and you know, it's a good example also to your kids para matuto rin sila to live within your means, no, and actually not to become magastos. Kasi alam nyo, kailangan turuan din natin yung mga kids natin and how to save and how to not end up becoming a generation of being materialistic and all that. So, you know what they say, no? Monkey see, monkey do. So, we need to live by example. Alright, so, tip number 4, always talk about your finances. Kami ng wife ko, we have a very open conversation about our finances. Ito yung mga sources of income namin. Kailangan wala kayong sikreto dahil the more you keep secrets from each other, the more toxic it's gonna be. So, kailangan pag-usapan nyo siya, umpisa pa lang, dapat wag nyong sanayin yung sarili nyo and the relationship. Every relationship, remember, is always based on the way you started it. Tip number 5 is always train your kids to appreciate the little things in life. You know, maraming libre na masarap, maraming libre na masaya, maraming libre na parang kayang-kaya nyo gawin, no, without spending a lot of money. And you know, you can go to the park, you can go to outside, you can play, you can even go to your mother-in-law, your relatives, and these are free activities so that you don't need to spend on. So, yun ang importante, no? Kailangan matuto tayo to know and identify those things that are affordable to us or the ones that are accessible to us without us spending anything. Syempre, pag pumunta tayo sa in-laws natin, you hit two birds with one stone, no? Nadalaw mo na sila, nakalibreng kain ka pa. Right, so there are a lot of things that we could learn, no, on how to save money and how to become more matipid in the way we live, no. To be a tipid tatay is something that we could do. And alam nyo, hindi porket mura, hindi masarap, di ba? Maraming masarap na affordable, hindi rin porket mahal, mas maganda. Kailangan natin matuto niyan. So, yun lang, I think the reason why we're doing this tipid tips is really to help, no? Because I noticed that a lot of dads are having a lot of mental struggles, maraming pinagdadaanan, and I did a survey in Dadbud, and it turns out that, you know, most of the time it's really all about finances. And minsan nakakalimutan natin yung basic things. So, I'm just here to really remind everyone that, you know, we should always mind our mental health, and if finances is the biggest baggage that we have, then it means we need to start looking at ways to actually become better at spending our money. And syempre, pinaghirapan natin yan. And of course, one thing that hindi ko na makalimutan is, don't be shy to have a hustle, no? A side hustle. That is very important. Maraming pwedeng racket dyan, di ba? Marami kang pwedeng tulungan, marami kang pwedeng maisip na mga gawin para madagdagan yung financial income nyo ng family. And don't be shy, don't be ma-pride, no? If your wife becomes an earner as well, or if you're a dad and you're a stay-at-home dad and you wanna do some racket, gusto mo mag-live selling and all that, kagatin mo dahil walang mawawala sa'yo dahil modern times na naman ngayon and there's no such thing as gender bias. The mom, the dad, they're both the same when it comes to the role of taking care of the family. So let's always remember that you know, we're doing it for our family, we're doing it so that our lives will become better. So this is your dad bud Joey, and I hope you guys appreciate the different tips that I shared today. And if you have some other suggestions, no, you can actually write it in the comment, and maybe we can talk about it. So alright, so thank you very much, and don't forget to always follow, subscribe, Smart Parenting, and of course, Usapang Tatay with your dad bud Joey.